Megan MacArthur earlier. Had a nice little chat with her. She's watching. Other astronauts from the Corps. The astronaut corps is roughly about 42 astronauts.
Yep, about that, yep. And a new class called, they're named the Flies, the 2021
The
class.
Flies, that's
about
their name?
halfway through their training, yep. Looking forward to, they're crushing it as you expect. There's the call from the Corps.
Yeah, here we go.
So at this point, all the closeout crew is not only off the tower, but outside what's called the exclusion zone or the hazard area, different word for it. Basically the radius away from the launch pad, since there's now prop flowing into the rocket.
T-minus 34 minutes and counting until liftoff. Today will begin the next 6-month rotation mission to the International Space Station. As we've been documenting, we heard the launch escape system armed. Happened just before that propellant load began. Dragon capsule. It was loaded with its propellants about a week and a half ago, just a few miles down the road. In order to fly, Dragon needs a fuel and an oxidizer for the fuel. SpaceX uses monomethyl hydrazine, what they call NMH, and nitrogen tetroxide, or NTO, for oxidizer. Together, these propellants feed those Draco engines that will maneuver Dragon on orbit. It also feeds those 8 Super Draco engines you were talking about, that power the launch escape system in an abort scenario. And so with that fueling having begun, that means those 8 Super Draco engines inside Blue Dragon are ready. We heard rather Raja relayed that the astronauts can hear those valves turning, getting that system ready to go. Should there be any kind of emergency associated with the rocket or the pad. Of course, NASA and SpaceX teams, they train extensively for exactly that type of contingency. And so with T-minus 33 minutes and counting, let's head back over to SpaceX headquarters in California for an operations update from Kate Tice. Kate?
Thanks, Daryl. I continue to follow along with the final minutes of the countdown, heading for on-time launch just under 33 minutes from now. Everything's still looking good for Dragon and Falcon 9. No major issues reported by the teams at this time.
Hey, Laps, hey, Cap.
As we heard on the loops, the launch
What's up,
escape
gentlemen?
system is now armed, and Falcon 9 propellant loading began at T-minus 35 minutes. The first and second stages of Falcon 9 are each loaded with 2 liquid propellants. One is oxidizer, loaded into a tank at the top of each stage. The other, a fuel, loaded into a tank at the bottom.
My day was good. My day was good. Had ups and downs like every day. It's important to acknowledge those ups and downs, man. Not everything's always hunky-dory.
Is densified liquid oxygen, or LUX. Densified means it is kept much colder than typical for launch vehicles and takes up less volume, which allows for more oxidizer to be loaded into the first and second stages. And as Raja mentioned minutes ago, you can tell how full the tanks are based on how high the condensation appears on the outside of the vehicle. To ignite the fuel and oxidizer in the Merlin rocket engine, we use the ignition fluids of triethyl aluminum and triethyl boron, also called TTEP. When TTEP comes into contact with oxygen, it produces a green-colored flame. Once we have the flame going, we add the kerosene fuel into the Merlin chamber, and the engine ramps up to full power. You might see the green flash just as the second stage engine ignites, following stage separation 3 minutes, 48 seconds into flight. Now, for those of you who have been following along, you'll know that we stood down from our initial launch attempt of Crew 6 on February 26th due to a TTEP ground system issue. It was determined to be the result of a clogged ground system filter that was impeding the flow of TTEP. SpaceX teams replaced the filter, purged the TTEP line with nitrogen, and verified the lines are ready for launch. Lastly, we're topping helium. We're topping off helium into pressure vessels on both stages. That is actually used to pressurize the tanks in flight as the propellant is pulled out and consumed by the Merlin engines. It's very similar to when you're drinking from a plastic water bottle. And there's that call for that cryo-helium that I was just talking about. It's similar to drinking out of a plastic water bottle. You gotta let some air back into the bottle to keep it from. Now, on board the spacecraft, the astronauts are monitoring the systems while propellants are loaded
we are through the period of maximum dead